What do we have here? It's an old gaming computer. Let's take a look inside. Whoa! Is that what I think it is? Let's check it out.
So here it is, the Enermax random gaming PC for $40. I just picked it up. It was kind of a long drive, but it has a lot of stuff in it for 40 bucks. This is a very old case, kind of. I'm not too familiar with it. I did Google it before I picked it up, and it was on Newegg at one point. I'm not sure what year it's from. It's kind of weird. It has the same strange weird vent to where you can put a fan there, but then there's two, and the other PC that I bought that I posted had the same setup, so I'm not sure why there's two different kinds of ports. But anyway, it's a complete PC, no hard drive, for 40 bucks. It was listed for 70, and then I talked him down to 50, and then I said, you know what, it's kind of too far for me. And he said, you know what, if you come pick it up right now, I'll give it to you for 40 bucks. And that's kind of a deal that you can't refuse. So I'm down the street from when I picked it up, so I'm just kind of seeing what is in here. So there's that. I guess that was the appeal. So it's some sort of very old gaming kind of case. That's not, or a budget gaming case. And it has a Dell motherboard. I'm not sure which one. I would assume it's probably a third gen. This very cheap power supply. And then we have a Quadro K600. So yeah, it's pretty basic. So I go here. I don't know. All I wanted was really the power supply and the motherboard for something else, but we'll boot it up the way it is and see how it works. This was a pretty expensive case at some point. It was on Newegg. A little bit confused about what this is for. There's a vent, but there's no I don't really see a mounting point for fans. But yeah, I'm not sure why there's this big hump here. It's like a big giant bump in the case. No fan mounting. I mean, the clear side panel is cool, right? But with all of the stuff in the way, you can't really see through the case that much. I think, let me see. No, it doesn't have it. The ones that I looked up online, they had a sort of LED controller, but this one doesn't have it. It looks like this. So it's pretty basic. Anyway, we'll take it back to the house and see. Hopefully it works. See what we have here. It's 4 gigs of DDR3. Not too shabby. But I have plans for the motherboard if it works. The rest of this I'll just sell it and hopefully get my money back. And then that way the motherboard's free. So we'll be back. Another PC adventure. So I was finally able to get it turned on. I didn't show that part, but the 4-pin plug for the motherboard wasn't plugged in, and I kept going, why is it not turning on? And it wasn't plugged in. And then when I tried to plug it in, it didn't reach. So I think that somebody took out the whatever better power supply that was in here and just put in something random, because it won't reach the 4-pin. I stretched it out and I barely got it in there, but it's like, looks like it's gonna pull the wires out of the power supply, so that's not gonna work. But anyway, this is what we have. So I have to look up this service tag to see which Dell this came out of. And then we have, what? 8 gigabytes of DDR3, i5-3470. So I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, I just posted, the same day that I picked up this one, I just posted the Dell XPS that I bought for $20. And that had a 4th gen i5, I'm sorry, 4th gen i7. And then the Lenovo that I picked up in the same day as this had a 4th gen i5. And they were $20 each. And so now for $40, I get this, which is not very good. I mean, it is a gaming case technically, so not sure what I'm going to do with this. It's an Ostrog, O-S-T-R-O-G. It is technically a gaming case, but yeah, it's pretty old. So anyway, it was still a good deal. 40 bucks. It works. Gaming case, 3rd gen i5, 8 gigabytes of memory, a mystery power supply, which is probably less than 300 watts. But this is the point of when you buy stuff out in the wild, you know, random. The guy, when I picked it up from him, he's like, I don't really know the specs. He bought it this way. He doesn't know. He bought it from a friend who bought it from a friend. And when you try to ask questions, they just have no idea. But still, it's better than buying it on eBay, where you have to pay for shipping and all that stuff. So it's fun though. The journey was fun. I had a nice drive and it was a nice sunny day out. So not going to complain too much. I looked up the GPU and it turned out to be pretty old, but not too bad. This is the K600 Quadro, which apparently has the same GPU chip as the low end of the 700 series, so like a GT 730. And I looked up some reviews on it. It's okay for gaming in 720p. It can't really do 1080p, but something. It doesn't require any power, and I think it would be good to put in like a low end build. So we'll do something with that. And then the service tag that I looked up on the Dell came back as a 3010, which is really funny because my personal build is a 9010, and I've always been curious about what the difference was between a 9010, 7010, and a 3010, and I actually learned something new today. So the 3010 does not have USB 3.0, and it only has 2 RAM slots. The 9010 would have 4 RAM slots and USB 3.0. The 7010 not sure. But yeah, so it's just kind of the lowest end one. It's really weird to me that somebody would take the lowest end of parts and put it in what would be at the time a very expensive case, but hey, who knows? Anyway, it works, so I'm happy, and I think we're just gonna part this one out and see what we can do. But yeah, that's the end result. So there's your $40 gaming PC. I guess what you would have to change the power supply because it looks really bad. You could get away with the motherboard and the memory. So that's 40, and then let's say 40 for the power supply, so you have 80, and then maybe spend $70 on the GPU, and then maybe $20-30 on the SSD SATA drive. So you're looking at about 170, maybe 180 total, and then you have a gaming PC. So there you go. Wait for the next episode. We'll see ya.
This is not over.